Oh boy. Hi guys. So in this video we're going to talk a little bit about daughter. So I think in our last video I kind of went through a lot of the choreography and gave you some things to work on. So continue reviewing that and continue going over those things. Today, so for the first thing on the agenda in this video is I want to possibly change an 8 count in the dance, and I know I thought about it and I was like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do that, but I think you guys are, responsive enough, and I think we work hard enough that we can do it. But it's just a part that I think just feels a little dry choreographically, and I wanted to experiment with this. I had this idea and I was like, oh, that would look really cool if we can do it. And it's honestly super easy because it would be a ripple. We would just be taking out a couple of things and adding this part in. But I'll see what you guys think about it. So I'm going to post this video and then we chat on Zoom. I'll ask you guys what you think, and if you think, well, I don't know. We'll see how it works too when we meet together again. When we chat on Zoom, you can ask me any questions about it, and we can work through that. And then when we meet together, we can put it together. And if it's not gonna work, we'll scrap it and just keep the original choreography. But I think this will look super, super cool if we can do it. Well, I know we can do it, but if we can pull it off in a short amount of time, that would be really awesome. So, basically, all it is one movement. But I want to make sure that everyone does it correctly and safely, because it's a little hard on the knees if it's not done properly. So before you go any further, make sure you either have a nice soft carpeted floor to do this on, or grab a pillow or grab knee pads. And if you're Aubrey especially, who has knee problems already, be ultra careful. Put on your knee brace, knee pads, make sure you have cushion until we get the technique. Once you get it down, you can do it on hard floor and on regular floor, and it doesn't have any impact on your knees, but just while we're practicing it. So basically all it is we're gonna throw our arms up and go into a forced arch hinge. Hi, my mom, who's in the background. So there's a family of 5, and we're all quarantined in the same house, so it's hard to do these videos. I should say family of 6, including Ellie, my dog, who is honestly the most troublesome. So anyways, we're going to go up to a forced arch, and you're going to kind of hinge those hips forward and really engage that core and basically fall to your knee. So it's going to be up and then you fall. So there's basically, when I do that, there's very little impact on your knees. It shouldn't hurt. It shouldn't leave bruises. Although when I was learning it, I did get a lot of bruises from it. Don't want that. I'm not a fan of, leaving dance class in, abused by the floor. So we don't want that. So make sure you're practicing this on a pillow, but it should go out, and then you kind of just drop nicely, as if you're coming from this position. So the only impact should be I guess you can't really see my bottom half too much. Let's see if I can. Hopefully the phone doesn't fall over. I guess I can just back up. So really the only impact is coming from here. So you're going to hit this position before you fall, and then you come down and end like this. So again, that's just up, you hinge, and then you really control it down so that you're only really falling a couple of inches, and you can even cushion it with your hands a little bit. So up, your gaze stays up, and you kind of just come down. Actually, I guess you're not cushioning it with your hands, because I want the hands to stay up until your knees are down. So you're up, well, don't do that. So you come up, you lower down like that. So I think that hinge kind of part is just the kind of fakes it into looking like you're falling on your knees, but you're really not. So practice that, play around with that. Be kind to your knees. If they start to hurt or you feel some weird sensations, please stop. Some of you might have already done something like this in other, routines or whatever, and if you have, that's great. So you're gonna do that. So, so you're gonna hinge, fall to your knees, and then from there, I just want to add one extra step, which is really easy. This is just to get you into the next part. You're gonna come up to your knee. This is all gonna be actually on the other side, so you're gonna be facing So I'm not mirroring you right now. I probably should. So if I was, I'm just going to do it this way. So you're actually hinging facing stage right, like the corner, and then you fall. And then you'll bring your left knee up. So the audience is this way. So I'm kind of, in line with you guys. The audience is that way. You're going to bring your leg up and bring your arms back, like shielding your face, but not like it's not like this thing that we did a couple times in the dance. It's just kind of like a little, I don't know, like you're going to sway. So right here. And then you are going to bring your arms up. Bring your knees together to face the back, and then transition to fall onto your butt. And then this is where you would do this part. Yeah? So that's the part that I'm looking to play with. For right now, just work on that. I'll get your feedback on how the knee thing is going, if it's going well or if you're struggling with it when we talk on Zoom on Tuesday nights. And we'll see how it is if you have any questions. Let me just do this one more time, facing the same way that you are, just that you have I know you can rewind it and go over it again. But so you hinge, you fall gently, you come down with your hands, immediately come up, and then around and around to fall. So it's bump, 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 and then you'll go into the kick. So ideally I'd love to see that in a ripple, and that would take up the split part where we go into a split and then turn around. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, work on that. And then, so that's part one. Part two is I want you guys to really focus on your arms and daughter. Kind of what I was talking about in the ballet tech videos for this week, with just focusing at bar, with engaging those arms and connecting them to your back. I want you to go over every part of daughter from the beginning to the end and drill it into your muscle memory to keep those arms anchored into your back and your shoulder blades and not just all over the place. I see this a lot in ballet, like when I come up to you in ballet and try to push your arm down, and then sometimes some people, it'll flop, right? That means it's not engaged. Now your arm's gonna go down a little bit, like, you don't wanna be like super rigid, but I want you to engage that same position as if you were, really trying to keep it held there. And how do you take that to other parts, of daughter, other, things when you're doing that little tilt dive into the floor, or, when we have our arms up, or even during your solos, like what does that look like to really connect your arms? Because I think a lot of the things that, I think arms a lot of times are the things that make a dance look a little sloppy or not together, or they are the things sometimes that just make a dance like, wow, like, they're just so together. Well, their arms are just, precise in every way, and they're controlled. And so that's your assignment for this week, and, just to continue doing. Watch the daughter video, watch the most recent one. If you can, do it full out somewhere, anywhere. And then if you can't do it full out, try to do some parts full out. Whatever you can do, like, you guys know what you can in your house and with your limitations, try to do it. Like I said, as it gets nicer outside, do it outside. But your assignment specifically for today is to go through every little detail and figure out, am I connecting my arms, and what does it feel like to connect my arms on these parts? And then in addition to all of that, so those are your two biggest things. Work on that knee drop and that new thing that I'm hoping to be able to incorporate it. Work on those arm movements, precise arms, connected arms, strong arms. How can you emote and show emotion and expression through the way you're lengthening with your arms? That comes from your back, and that comes from your core. And so work on that in daughter. That's kind of what I want to see, is how can you lengthen? What do your hands look like? All those different things. Okay. And then continue with, what does your face look like, right? How are you connecting to this dance? I want, you guys to pray about it. Pray about, what this dance means to you. Pray about, if you kind of struggle thinking of yourself as a daughter of Christ, like, pray about that, right? And figure out, like, God, like, reveal to me, your love for me, like, show me how you feel about me as a daughter, and make me feel like a daughter, and really explore that through prayer, and through the song. I know you all love Sleeping at Last, and this is such a beautiful piece with beautiful lyrics, and so yeah, so just think about that. And then last thing, I know this is a lot, be creative, please. I know there's a lot of creative challenges that I'm seeing on social media from different artists, different dancers, dance companies, all these different things. But I will say, you know, I know you guys love improving, and improving is so good for your souls and for your creativity. If I mean, I know they're not alone, but if you have room in your room, or if you can go outside, or if, you know, your family will leave you alone in the living room for, you know, just a couple minutes, put on your favorite song, put on a song that like speaks to you, and just improv and create. You can tape yourself and send it to each other, or if you want to like choreograph something too, like that's great as well. But just stay creative and stay, you know, keep doing things, and connecting with each other. So I think that's all I have for you today. And yeah, thank you guys so much.